Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my situation. I want
Production.
But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and today is going to be an early morning edition. I hope you got your coffee ready because it's TBV in the morning. Hashtag TBV podcast. We're here. We're back to discuss none other than Kell Brook, the special one, making his second day weigh-in early this morning. Really, basically a whole nother time for them. But Eddie Hearn had him clocked in his hotel room at 155.8. Then the IBF clocked him at, I believe, 159.6. But we'll get the Hipster because, Hipsters always have all the factual information. So we'll get him to give you the facts on this one. But what we have, ladies and gentlemen, is a bona fide fight. Both men have made their second day weigh-in, so nothing is going to stop this one, bar the knockouts that each are predicting that they will produce. What I do want from our listeners, the people in the chat, people that are going to be watching this in the future, present, and past, first things first, we need you to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure that that thumb turns blue. If it's not blue, you're doing something wrong. But next thing we want you to call in, and we want you to give us your fight night weight. What do you predict Brook and Spence would weigh in on tonight? Now, we're assuming that these guys are both around 160 right before the IBF weigh-in check because they cannot weigh above it. I'm going to say a couple of pounds more that they'll probably be weighing on fight night. But before we get to those details, let me head on out to the Golden State to talk to the Hipster.
ThaBoxingvoice Production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. Now, when here the main thing is, I just want the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yes, hide your kids, hide your wife. The Hipster's here. And it's fight night or fight day if you're in the West Coast. We had a 2 p.m. show for this fight. I'm hyped. And, I think we can finally put to bed the idea of these guys being weight drained. I think they've looked in incredible shape. I think both guys have looked probably in the best shape of their careers, in my opinion. So I'm excited. I'm really curious about what they are weighing in at fight night. I'm expecting at least 165. To be honest, though, I really think they're probably going to be around the same weight. They're around the same size, same height, same build. They're almost mirror images of each other athletically and size-wise. So I'm hyped. Can't wait to chop it up.
Well, Earl does look a bit taller. They both look alike in terms of weight. But you're right. 165. I don't know if you're right on that, though, Matt. I think maybe 168, 167. That sounds about right. How much does that weight play a part? We have an interview, very interesting interview with Sean Porter. And if you want to check that out, obviously head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com/videos or right here on the YouTube channel under the playlist Hot Topics. Why is it a hot topic? Because Sean, the UK fans like to consider him a modern day version of some form of Mike Tyson. That's the name that gets thrown around. His style is an awkward one. It's a difficult one to deal with. And everyone gives Kell Brook a lot of credit for being able to kind of contain Sean. And Sean himself says that Kell Brook is one of the strongest guys he's ever faced. And it's going to take everything that Errol has to keep him off of him if they start to clinch. What do you think? Does the weight help or not?
For Brook or for Spence?
Either, man. How does this weight help either, man?
Again, I think they're probably going to cancel each other out in terms of strength, athleticism, muscle. Both these guys are going to weigh about the same, in my opinion. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, does one of them have a large enough size advantage or muscle advantage? I don't think so.
Well, they definitely look equal, for sure. So I guess it's going to come down to skill and experience. But like you said, we can at least put to bed to rest all the negativity about them being able to make the weight, not being able to make the weight. I mean, there's still a couple of people saying that Brook even looks drained or that Errol looks drawn, whatever those things.
Kell Brook looks exactly like he did against Sean Porter in this fight. In terms of the weight, he looks exactly the same. If you go back and look at pictures of the StubHub weigh-in that a lot of people in the TBV West Coast were at live, you can tell that he's around this size, cutting down to 147. Just the last fight we saw him in was 160 plus, where he was obviously a much bigger guy. He was just a little bit thicker.
Yes, he definitely has a very good skill for making weight. He hires the right people. As you can see from our overlay, the man is shredded, but very, very shredded, and still has fairly decent muscle mass. The biceps on Errol and on Kell and the shoulders, which play an important part in boxing, man. The shoulders is where a lot of that punching power comes from, and it also plays into the consistency on activity. You know, you start pumping that jab out, that shoulder starts to burn. It becomes more difficult to keep that guard high and those jabs straight. So, you know, guys in the chat are like, oh, muscles don't win fights. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. A muscle
can lose fights.
You can probably lose fight because the muscles need oxygen, but you can also win because of the muscle, because you need to have you need to have muscle in order to have optimal strength, I believe.
Well, there's always like there's a happy medium with everything, right? Like AJ, right? When we saw the AJ Klitschko fight for the live chat on Patreon, patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice, go check it out.
Which we will be doing a live fight chat for Brooks Spence. So we're gonna do an immediate reaction show. And I'm sorry to cut you off, co-host, but you know, we just want to give out some information. We're gonna be doing an immediate reaction show immediately after both men are interviewed in their post fights. We will be live here. So just remember to call in the same number, 14255695241. You should be saving it on your favorites, because yes, we should be in your favorites. Outside of that, for our Patreon members only, we will be doing a live fight chat where you guys chat, but me and Matt actually speak while we're watching the fight. So you get our truly live immediate reactions. And that AJ, you know, Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko will still be my favorite because of the intensity of the fight. But I think that this one will produce the same type of action. So that fight chat's going to be insane. But Matt, I cut you off enough. Go ahead.
It's okay. But I remember when we were watching the AJ Klitschko fight, we were saying when AJ was slowing down in the mid rounds that this is because of the muscles. That, you know, when you have that sort of build, this happens. So this could happen to both guys. You know, I think Really, the only fight.
Come on, Kell Brook is a way leaner version of muscle than AJ. AJ is muscle mass. He's
True.
big, he's
True.
stocky. You know, it's different. People say, people use synonyms like bodybuilder for AJ. Not for Kell Brook. Kell Brook has a great athletic. I mean, he has a great build, dude. The dude's shoulders are insane, biceps, back, all that. I mean, he's always in good shape.
Does he have the better body, Ness? Are you more jealous of Kell Brook now than AJ? I know you've always had a crush on AJ.
No. AJ is still gonna be up there for me. He's a heavyweight, so we're talking pounds, muscle mass, all that is different. He's just a different type of physical specimen for sure. But Kell Brook is a machine in himself. I mean, how many people doubted him about this weight? Because ultimately that's what we're here for, is the fact that both men made the first day weigh-in, which there was tons of doubt. But then that second day, the true haters was like, well, let's see, could he keep it under 10 pounds before tomorrow? And sure enough, both of them did. But again, it brings us back to that question, fight night weight, Matt. How much are they going to weigh come fight night? Could we get in there? I mean, if Canelo was able to get the 174, could a welterweight get that high?
Yeah, especially these guys. It's possible. I don't think it's the most likely.
That's a lot of pounds. That's like 20 pounds.
And that's too much weight. That's too much weight, in my opinion, to put on. I think.
I don't know, Matt. Not if you want to walk your guy down.
170. I think 170, maybe topping off at 172.
Damn, that is a lot. I mean, almost 20 pounds, 18 pounds. I remember a long time ago, now it feels like a long time ago, people would get so shocked and amazed when Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. would come in 20-something pounds overweight. And now, I mean, we're discussing Brook and Errol being at least 20 pounds on fight night and no or Oz.
Well, I think the reason why, and I'm a product of this. I'm 22 years old, so I'm a product of the post-UFC era, where we have more extreme weight cutting because we have a lot of collegiate wrestlers entering combat sports and influencing weight cutting. And if you know anything about weight cutting, collegiate wrestlers cut more weight than any other sport on the planet. So they have brought that type of weight cutting techniques, methods, and ideology into combat sports a lot more. So that's why we're getting a lot more extreme weight cutting in boxing as well.
I say we open up the phone line, see what the streets think, see just how much they feel these fighters would weigh come fight night. Once again, that call-in number is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time if you want to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Skype callers, international callers from around the world, don't feel left out. Add Nestor Gibbs on Skype, NESTORGIBBS. Call in absolutely free, participate in the show, and definitely give us your opinion. We're going to go out really quick to a word from our sponsors and then out to our first callers.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to the UK, Rob, talk to us, brother. We want to know, what do you think these two men are gonna? We want to know, what do you think these two men are gonna weigh come fight night? And I guess your level of shockness. Are you shocked that they made weight, or are you shocked that they made the second day IBF 10-pound weight?
No, I think I'm shocked about it. I think Eddie Hearn said the other night on Instagram that before this fight, the best that Kell Brook had made weight was the Sean Porter fight, and he believes Kell made the weight even better this time. I think they're both going to come in around the 168. Kell, I think, might be slightly bigger. But I think it's going to be just an absolute great fight. I'm just trying to race back from work now and just want to take in the whole undercard and just build up to it. It's just going to be immense. And hopefully we're going to find out that the truth all along has been a lie.
Now, did you watch the weigh-in, and what did you think of that final face-off? Both men staring each other in the face. There's a slight height advantage for Errol Spence. You think that height is going to mean anything?
I don't think so. It was intense. I think Cal looked in very businesslike. He looked like, yeah, this is it now. Game on, and all, forget the chocolate brownies and the cheeky little comments and stuff. Errol looked a little bit more, little bit of a smile at the end, but he looked businesslike as well. But I thought Cal looked in mean mood. He looked. He was ready, and I think he's slight, like you said about his biceps and his shoulders. He definitely looks a bit bigger in that department. And those pictures of them looking so cut, man, I don't even know what the name of those muscles are. Just under the armpit. Jeez, I've never seen muscles there. I don't even know what they're called, but shit, It
looks like the lats, right? It's the lats. That's what makes their back so wide. Kell sticks out, man. It looks like he's got wings that were cut off. This motherfucker's so big. Listen, Rob, let me get to some other callers, man. I want to thank you, obviously, for calling us early in the morning over here in the U.S., but obviously almost fight time in a couple of hours out there in the U.K. Obviously, we want to thank everyone that calls in. Remember, Skype calls. Add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. We're going to go out to some international callers. Matt, before we do, any thoughts on Rob out there in the U.K. and his thoughts? He seems very Kell Brook, pro Kell Brook, no?
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
Everyone loves chocolate brownies, I mean, they're just delicious.
You're right about that.
I'm ready to let my hands go. These brownies, I'm ready to, release them.
I told y'all a long time ago, the Kirkland will go down 3 rounds.
Strap me up. Next, I got milk, baby.
Yeah, it's the milkman. It's showtime, fella. I'm happy that both guys made the second day weigh-in. It's still amazing to me, man, how they have this shit down to a science, man. I mean, being able to drop down, to a few ounces just below the fucking the weight limit is amazing to me. They both look pretty good, man. I mean, obviously you're gonna look sucked down when you're dropping 15 pounds below your normal weight. But I think they still look pretty good, man. So I think that the unofficial weights for both of them will probably be somewhere around 163, 165. And I'm just excited to see what's going to go down, man. I'll be back for that immediate reaction show.
All right, brother. And don't forget, man, if you're a Patreon, you could join us on our live fight chat over on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. And remember that your patronage is also a way to make sure TBV continues to bring you that dope content. Let's go from Atlanta to Texas, the home of Errol Spence. Class and Bound, what's going on, my brother? Good morning, good morning. Well, afternoon now for the both of us.
Good afternoon. Yeah, so fight day is here. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous for this. Because last time I called, I was on a bit of a rant because I had a pretty heated debate previous to the call with a friend of mine. And let me just say this. Errol Spence is from Texas, so I am going to be rooting for him. But I'm a bit nervous because I saw the weigh-in, and Kell Brook looks really, really confident. Like, I mean, I don't know what's up with him, but he looks ready to go. I knew the weight wouldn't be much of an issue because since Kell Brook made 160 before, I figured he could suck down 3 pounds just to be under the IBF limit. Other than that, a little extra news for you guys, if you haven't talked about it. Joseph Parker is to make an announcement for who his next opponent is. I'm really hoping and praying it's Wilder, but I highly doubt it. I think it'll be more of a Dillian White or a Tony Bellew or whatever, but either way, yeah, it is what it is. Screw it. But yeah, man, I can't wait for the fight, and I'll call it in as soon as the fight is over.
Well, all right, Class and Bound. Thanks for calling in. Joseph Parker calling out Deontay Wilder. Cold day in hell. Listen, Matthew, he brought up a point about being nervous. Should he be? And before I continue, if you're looking at the thumbs up button and it is not blue, you have not done your job. You need to mash that thumbs up button until it is blue, because we want everyone to know that this is the place to be for the immediate reaction show, and B, right fucking now to talk about the fact that both of these men made their first day weigh-in and second day weigh-in. But Matt.
Yes.
I might have forgot my thought. What was the last thing I left off before I started talking about buttons and shit? Shh. I'm throwing punches now.
You're asking.
Oh, yes. The reason that he's nervous. Should he be?
Who?
You know, Class and Bound from Texas. He said, I'm from Texas. I'm rooting for Earl, but I'm nervous. Kell Brook looks confident. After the weigh-in, fucking Kell Brook's throwing punches. Come on, baby. Chocolate brownies. But the bookies, they got fucking Kell Brook as a plus 200, bro. Plus 200. If Kell Brook wins a unanimous decision, our very own Pittsburgh Brew, you don't even want to believe what my boy Pittsburgh Brew said. You know what it is. Yo, Brew said it's 2,200 for a unanimous decision by Kell Brook. What the fuck do the bookies know that we don't know? That they don't believe that this man can make it to the 12th round and get a unanimous decision? This guy with this perfect 1-2 that even Keith Thurman says is a thing of beauty? How is it that the bookies are saying this guy's a plus 200 straight money? I mean, you can even find it as high as plus 4 for different odds. I'm actually going to text Brew and get some more information, but I mean, that's a bit shocking, no?
I think the short answer is that Errol Spence has power, and bookies believe that power.
Wait, the short answer is what?
That Errol Spence has that power, and the bookies believe in that power.
I don't know. I think cue in the soundbite because I'm thinking more like mole. Maybe there's a mole. Maybe it was hard for him to make that weight.
No.
Dude, plus 2,200 for a unanimous decision is disrespectful to think that Kell Brook can't get a unanimous decision. That's an 8-4. 8-4. A guy that was in there and took Gennady Golovkin's shots. He didn't go down. You know, people are quick to talk about the orbital bone, but he did not go down. You know, no one's put this guy. Well, actually, he has been put down in the past by someone we never heard of. I'm not going to find that information. But listen, again, if you haven't mashed that thumbs up button, mash it up, mash it up, mash it up, mash it up. We're going to go out to the callers right now and see what do they think. We're going back. It looks like Texas again, right? The 210, first time caller. How long you been listening?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, brother. How long have you been listening to the show? Are you a first time caller?
Yeah, I'm a first time caller. This is like my been listening probably like a year now.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get more notifications on immediate reaction shows. We're going to get and play this first time caller intro. You know the tradition. Let everybody know where you're calling from and your name.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Coming in from San Diego, California, Corey the Business Lorenzo.
You said where?
San Diego. We'll be charging to the game.
San Diego, California. Oh, so 210 is not Texas. I'm all wrong with that. And
no, it is Texas. No, I did live in San Antonio, but I'm out here in San Diego now.
Oh, okay. And your name again? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Corey in San Diego by way of Texas, Matt. So a Texas boy at heart. Are you going with Earl the Pearl?
My only concern, like I'm going, like my heart is with Earl, but my mind is with Kell. The only reason because when I was watching the weigh-in, not the weigh-in, but also the weigh-in and the press conference, Derrick James is too emotional attached to Dominic Eagle. I don't know if his corner is going to be able to focus on giving the game plan correctly to Errol. I think Derrick is getting a little bit too caught up in the mind games right now.
All right, but that's the trainer. He's not the one inside the ring. The fighter is the one inside the ring that needs to make the necessary adjustments during fight time.
Yeah, but you never, it's the same thing like when it was just like Kovalev and Ward. As much as John David Davidson couldn't give the instructions, all he kept saying is press more, press more, press more. He didn't tell him any adjustments to make if anything like that happens. Sometimes you do need your corner to point out that you're doing something wrong.
Absolutely agree with that. Let me ask you real quick, Corey. What do you think their weights are going to be tonight?
The weights, I think Kell Brook's probably going to come in 166. Errol a little bit heavier, probably like 168.
Well, all right, Corey, let me get to some other callers. Thank you again for calling in. Listen, don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be back with an immediate reaction after, after Kell Brook either exposes Errol for not being the truth or the truth shows that he is truly special. GT Kid in Atlanta, talk to us. GT Kid, going once, twice. 510, you're up. First time caller. How long you been listening?
Hey, what's up, fellas? I've been listening for about a year. Appreciate you guys' show.
Wow, a year. Thank you so much, first and foremost. You know the tradition. I'm going to get and play this first time caller intro. Let the world know who this is and where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
This is Rod from East Oakland. Go Raiders. Hey.
You said live?
Rod from Oakland.
Oh, Rod from Oakland. Talk to me, Rod. So what do you think about these facts here? Both men made the weight. Both men made that second day weight. And we want to know, what do you think both men are actually going to weigh come fight night?
I think the weight won't fluctuate as much as people think because of the IBF weigh-in. So I think that will kind of help them keep their weight down. I don't see it fluctuating too much more. So I think they'll be around mid 160s. I would say around 165, 166-ish. That would be my guess. So, but I think, I think Kell got it, man. I think he's at home. I think Errol would have to knock him out to get a win. I think if it goes to the cars, Kell's going to win. I mean, let's be honest. And I think so. He has to go in there. Kell has to win, and Errol would have to get a knockout. And I can't see that happening. So it's going to go. I think it's going to go 12 rounds, unanimous decision. And the winner will be Kell Brook.
Well, Rod in Oakland, thank you for calling in, brother, and participating in the show. You've been listening for a year, so you already know we're going to have an immediate reaction show, and we want your immediate reaction. We really hope that this one lives up to the hype. If you want to follow us live during our live fight chat of this one and kind of get our reactions immediately, live play-by-play by me and the Hipster, follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We got a lot of first-time callers, Matt, and I'm loving it. We're going out to the 336 first-time caller. How long you been listening?
Yo, first-time caller.
All right, brother. How long have you been listening, my friend?
About a month.
Oh, nice. Very first time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play the intro. You know the tradition. Let us know your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead into your call.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
This is Rod Kirby from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
What's up, brother?
Nothing much. I think it's going to be a good fight coming up.
What'd you think of the fact that both men made the weight with all the mysterious rumors and all the speculation? Both guys made the weight. Then they made their second day weigh-in. And we want to know, obviously, what do you think they're going to weigh in come fight night in a couple hours?
I think Kell Brook will be a little bit heavier. I'm going to say Kell Brook probably about 162, 163. I think Errol Spence will do fine. I think he may come in probably at 158. I think he'll handle it much better. I think it's harder for Kell Brook to come down and then hold that weight. And he's a little bit older than Errol Spence, so I'm thinking Errol Spence will probably break him down late in the fight to the body and that constant pressure that Errol puts on him. I think he may stop Kell Brook. I'm going to say about 8th round.
8th round stoppage. What you said your name was again?
Rod, R-O-D, Kirby.
Oh,
And
and we got
RB1.
another Rod. And where you're from? 336. Where's that at?
That's Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Oh, nice. All right, Rod. Well, we got you down for sure. Want to thank you. Obviously, listen, you know it. You only been subscribed to the channel for a month, but you know now, immediate reaction as soon as this one is over. So you're gonna have to call in and see where you're right, or are we gonna have to serve up some crow, ladies and gentlemen? Because guess what? Yeah, we're serving crow actually immediately after the show. There will be no Sunday show this week because we're going on vacation. It's that time of that month. So everyone who wants to eat their crow or rub it in our face, you better stay up late because we're going to be here all night tonight talking boxing. We might as well be called the 24-hour live channel, man. I mean, the way we're putting in work. But Rod from Salem. Did he say North Carolina or North Virginia? North Carolina. We got another first-time caller, Matt. We're getting hot over here. And Enrique, Casual Fan Church, I think he wants to come on. We're going to go to 864, first-time caller. How long have you been listening?
Yes, I've been listening to the show for like 6 months.
Sweet. 6 months, man. Well, you know the tradition. The last 3 have been first-time callers, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. You go ahead and say it.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Yeah, my name is E from Seneca, South Carolina.
E, are you going with the truth or you thinking he's special?
He most definitely is special. I'm definitely going with the truth. My whole thing is that, I mean, I get it. Errol Spence, he's the guy, confident guy that walked in the ring and fought Gennady Golovkin and gave it his all. I get that. But you going back down to weight class and you haven't even really, it's not even been too long for him to even adjust getting back to the welterweight just because he had put so much into fighting Triple G. And now you diving way back down to fight Errol Spence, the truth. I just feel like this right here. Like Errol Spence coming in, he had all this hype, all for the right reasons. Even as a young athlete, he's the next American big star. And I just feel like this. If that's what the hype was all about the whole time, that's who I'm riding with. I like Errol Spence. I like the punching power. I like his boxing skills. I feel like his boxing skills are superior.
What do you think their fight night weight is going to be?
For sure. We definitely agree with a lot of those points for sure, brother. We want to thank you, obviously, for calling in. Can you just go ahead and say your name and where you're calling in from one more time for my producer to make sure you get you down? Because we're definitely happy to have first-time callers around here. All right, so actually he says he's got you. We're all good. We're going to go ahead and move on, and thank you again. We're going to go to 609, first-time caller. I mean, you heard it now 4 times in a row, so you know what to do. How long have you been listening?
No, I've been listening for a couple months. I'm actually a second-time caller, man.
All right, perfect.
I'm Mike from New Jersey.
Mike from New Jersey. Talk to us, my friend.
Yes, man. I think both fighters, they're big welterweights. They're coming around mid 165. I think Kell Brook has more to lose in this fight than Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence is still young, so he can bounce back. He'll bounce back better than as to Kell Brook losing. I think the loss to Kell Brook will hurt him a little more than it will Errol Spence. But I'm picking Kell Brook in this fight, man. I just think people overlook him. I really do. I don't know if they're going off his last fight, but a lot of people are overlooking this guy, man, and people don't understand Kell Brook can really fight. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait till it come on. I'm picking Kell Brook in this fight.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. Matt, you got him?
Yep.
All right. Fish in Jersey. Talk to us, brother.
What up? Yeah. I'm agreeing with my Jersey brother. As far as the weights, they're gonna be in the mid 160s. I am picking Brook, but I'm looking forward to eating some crow. If that makes any sense.
Oh, that makes sense to me. I know exactly what you mean. You're rooting for Earl, but your mind's telling you Brook is too nice.
Absolutely. So, yeah, again, I'm looking forward to having some crow, but I want to be right at the same time. So I'll catch y'all after the fight.
But Fish, your mind's telling you Brook, but the betting bookies, they're saying Brook can't even win a unanimous decision. They're good. They're offering you plus 2,200 on a regular bet. It's a plus 200 on on Kell Brook. So are you sure that your heart's not smarter than your mind right now?
Well, again, like I said, I'm looking forward to eating some crow, but due to the circumstance and the location and the politics of boxing, at the end of the day, I'm sticking with Brook. But I'm looking forward to eating that crow. I want that hot plate with hot sauce on that crow, so I'm looking forward to it. So either way, I want to win.
All right, Fish, man, you are the man. Thank you for calling in. We got GT Kid in Atlanta. He's back. I guess he has some phone difficulties. GT, what up?
Oh, I was on mute. Real quick, man. Look good.
GT, you got to get off speaker, man. You're killing me.
Better. Hello?
Yes, way better.
All right. Yeah, so I think both the fighters will rehydrate to the 160s, 162, 163, something like that. I got Kell Brook, man, by KO. I don't think Smith's chin can take it. And I think those chocolate brownies going to be too much. If I had some money to put down on the fight, I'd bet a little bit of money, man, make some money. But it's going to be a good fight, man. And Deontay Wilder ain't trying to fight nobody his own size. So he'll probably chase Joseph Parker or Huey Fury, who, is a prospect. But he's not fighting Ortiz or AJ or Klitschko or anybody like that. That's all I got, fellas. Later.
GT Kid, always hating on Wilder on the way out.
Give me a break.
Gary from Dallas, talk to us.
What's going on? I'm with the previous caller. Spence is my boy. He's from Dallas. Same part of Dallas as me. And not only is he from Dallas, he was born in New York just like me. So that's my boy. I got to go with Kell Brook. Wow. You had another caller saying that another caller saying that Spence can't win a decision in the UK. But Spence can't win a decision because he can't win 7 rounds against Kell Brook. Unless he throws him a few times, he can't outbox Spence for 7 rounds and get a decision. So I see Brook by a unanimous decision. The only chance Spence has got is if he puts him away. Knocks him out early. Other than that, man, I think Brook takes him apart.
All right, all right, Gary from Dallas. You know what it is? I was trying to get this out too fast. I was going to say, all right, Gary from Dallas. It's always a sad day when a fellow Texan doesn't ride with his Texas brother. But I understand. There's many of us torn between heart and mind. We'll see. This fight is right around the corner, guys. Just a couple of minutes. Oh, man. Sorry, 000 guy. We're no longer taking prank callers. We can't be making you prank callers famous. We're going to K in Little Rock. Talk to us.
Hey, what's going on, Boxing Voice?
What up?
My final prediction on this one is that Errol Spence is going to TKO Kell Brook.
Oh, no.
Spence Kell Brook's taking a back-to-back hard fights, and his orbital wound is kind of he should have tested it out against lesser opposition, basically.
That is definitely an intelligent observation. Listen, Kay, thanks for calling in. It's true. We don't know how his face is going to hold up. I mean, sparring is sparring. Headgear is headgear. It's made to protect. We got a first-time caller on Skype. How long have you been listening?
I've been watching your videos for about a year or so, but listening only recently.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we're going to go ahead and play this first-time caller intro. You heard about, I don't know, about 6 or 7 other first-time callers, so you know what to do, because we want to continue to let not only our own listeners and community, but the world know how international this show is. And anytime someone calls in on Skype, they're calling from abroad.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
Michael from London.
London. Uh-oh. Are you going to this one or what? Watching it on Tube?
No, I couldn't make it to this one, but I'll definitely be watching it.
So first things first, what do you think about both men making that weight? I mean, there was so much speculation. We probably are victim of doing numerous, either shows or topics based on whether Kell Brook and Errol, who made it obvious to all of us during the first press conference that he even gets up to high 70s, 170s. But the weight, was it shocking that they made not the first, but even the second weigh-in?
No, it wasn't shocking to me because I know Kell's been in camp since October or November, so he's been making like a gradual reduction in weight. So I knew he was going to make weight clean. I knew he was going to make weight good as well because he's taking this fight really seriously. And with Errol, we know how serious he is anyway. This is his first title shot, so he was definitely going to make weight. None of them were going to take any chances where they wouldn't be able to fight or defend the title.
Totally agree. What about the betting bookies, man? Have you seen the line? Why do they have Kell such of a dog, man?
I've no idea. Maybe people have been coming off the Triple G defeat, the damage to the eye socket, and obviously there's a lot of hype around Spence. Me personally, I do buy into the hype of Spence. I do think he's the real deal, but I don't think he's going to get a fair shake here in the UK. I think he's going to need to win. Definitely.
Wow. Michael, thank you for calling and listening. Immediate reaction. Like you said, you've been watching the videos, first time watching the show. Well, we're immediately going to be here after both men give their post-fight interviews in the corner of the ring, UK tradition style. Then you come right over here and you either rub it in on all these Americans that went against, the special one, or come hear how these Yanks cheer. Marcus in D.C., you're up.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Voice, man? As always, man, y'all doing y'all thing, man. Hey, yo, I think, like I told you initially, when I first heard the fight, I thought Spence was a hype job, and I thought Brook would get him. And then, talking to him and then listening to him, like I said, man, he doesn't believe the hype, man. He's putting the work in. A lot of people keep talking about he can't outbox Brook, but what people don't understand is that at some point in the fight with Gennady Golovkin, Brook had given up on being able to win. And so I think Errol Spence has to impose his will on Brook and let him know that he can't win. And I think what happens is that Brook starts retreating, but without the intent to box, just retreating to try to get out the way. And I just think it's just going to be a grind fest. I don't think it's going to be super exciting after about the 3rd or 4th round, because I think at some point Brook's going to shoot his load and realize he can't do anything with him. And I think it's just going to be a clutch and a born fest after that. I think the first 4 or 5 rounds may be exciting, but I think that's just going to establish a pecking order in Brook's mind that he can't do nothing with Younger. And I got Spence with a late stoppage or a split decision. That's my call.
All right, man. Thank you for calling in. DC excuse me, look at me. I'm all over the place. Marcus in DC. Hey, Matt, come back. I need to ask you something. Do you feel
yes
that Errol would get jobbed? I mean, listen, the last UK caller said it. He said he doesn't feel he'll get a fair shake. Is there not too much focus on this fight?
I think when people are so worried about these judges, I think it's not necessarily a hometown cooking thing. I think it's more of just we have really bad judging in boxing. Like that's an obvious thing and problem in our sport, is that our judging and our officiating, I think, is subpar. I think most people will agree with me. So regardless of where it's at, when we get high level fights like this that are going to be competitive, that are going to be close, you worry about the judges. You do in every fight. It could be Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and I worried about those scorecards as well. two Americans in the U.S. That's nothing to worry about for home cooking, but I was still worried about the judges' scorecards.
Here's another one I'm going to throw at you. I feel like I'm a tennis player. Boom, I served it right now. And what do you think? No one's mentioned the fact that the corner of Kell could throw the towel in. I mean, they've done it before. Would they do it in his hometown? Would they do that in Bromall Lane in Sheffield? I don't know. Would he have to go out on his shield this time?
I mean, the only thing I could see is him really being out on his feet, where it's just him he's just hanging on the ropes. That's the only thing keeping him up, and he's eating shots. And it's obvious that he's pretty much out. I wouldn't be upset with the corner throwing the towel. I think the Triple G towel throw should have nothing to do with the fighter's safety.
All right, 3 things.
Oh, 3 things.
She sounds Jamaican.
Call me now.
1425-569-5241. It was 3 things, right?
Yeah.
Oh, mash it up, mash it up, mash it up. The button, hit the boo button, make that thumbs up blue. There's no reason that we don't have the same amount of thumbs up as people watching. You obviously are enjoying it. And the third thing is I'll be over there in the land of the Mons in a couple of hours. But I'm going to head on out back to the UK. Michael, talk to us.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, 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 brother. What's up, man? Were you shocked that both these guys made this weight?
I'm not shocked because I'm not shocked because when they did the weigh in the day before, then they were both under. So it was going to be I'll be very shocked if they didn't make the weight the following day. I'm excited about this fight like everybody else. It was my mind has been going back and forth. Is it Brook? Is it Spence? Look at the pros and cons. Is Brook weight drained? Is it going to affect the fight? That's the key thing. So I just had to ignore the facts. I looked at all the facts. I looked at the weigh-in. Brook looks like he's in shape. He looks like he doesn't look weight drained to me based on what I saw yesterday. So based on that decision, I said I've gambled. I went on Sky Bet. I put £30. I put £30 on Brook to win by decision. So because take the weight thing out of it, I just think that Brook has the more skills. He's got the more weapons in his arsenal. If it gets to it, plus he's at home in front of his home fans. The trainer won't dare throw the towel. He won't dare in his hometown. He won't dare. Brook is gonna fight the trainer, let alone Spence if he does that. So I just feel like it's all in Brook's favor. In that case, I hope I'm right because I've gambled, but but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Spence wins late by body shots because I just feel like if he connects early to the body, then I feel like it could be an early night for Brook because of the weight issue. And one more important thing to mention as well. Everyone is betting on Spence to win. The odds in the UK it's from Spence to win. Everyone is hyping him, Sugarway Leonard, Mayweather, everyone wins. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that if Brook beats Spence, I don't want to hear no contender excuses. I do not want to hear it because everybody's hyped him up. They made him favorite over Brook. I don't want no excuses. The better man won and just call it that. I don't want to hear no, oh, he hasn't been tested, he hasn't been this. Then if 90 seconds. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm about to go to my mate's house right now. So get the drinks flowing, get the food flowing. I got my seat ready. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Thanks, guys.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, that was a good one. That was a good one, Matt. Matt, bringing him out. Bring him out. Bring him out. Listen. 60 second warning, ladies and gentlemen, and this is not football. And I think that was the right analogy there. I don't watch those other stupid sports. That's right. I called them dumb. Listen, that's what it is. It's drive-by. But if you want to remain on the show, what you need to do right now is if you're on our phone lines, that number 1-425-569-5241, press 1 really quick because you got about less than 60 seconds now to do so. You can kind of hang out on this TBV overtime that we're going to be giving away one time for free. Normally we don't do this, but we'll stay here. But you heard the lady, shows out. So anybody who's there, if you've already pressed 1, don't do anything. If you do anything, you will be lost, and it won't be my fault. There's a lot of first-time callers there. I do not want to lose any one of you. You all deserve your first-time caller intro. 10 seconds now. Uh-oh, the doors are closing. It's literally a locked door. You got to be my age to even know what that means. You don't know what that means. You've never been in a fucking locked door. Come on, get out of here. I dare you. I know you haven't. Listen, if you haven't mashed that thumbs up button, you need to. It needs to be blue. Blue means you're winning. And not really like the guy that kind of went with that catchphrase, winning. You know, winning in the way that, oh my God, Matt's new sound bites are so horrible. What was that, your dog?
That was a cash register.
A what?
A cash register. You're like those old school ones that like you like to pull like a hammer down and shit, and the drawer comes flying out and almost hits you. Like one of those old school ones. Want me to play it again?
Let me show you how this is done. You want cash registers? You want money? Let me see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I don't know. I do have a cash register somewhere around here. Probably. What?
That
What is
was
that?
a gun with a silencer. Just
Yo, that just sounded like Lil Mac and Mike Tyson Punch Out throwing punches. Okay, now that's a gun. Now that's a gun. Listen, let's get back on track. You see, that's what happens when you guys don't hit that thumbs up button. When the thumbs up button isn't blue, we just start going off topic and we leave all those callers who've been waiting, who've been wanting to talk. We leave them on hold because we forget. Now, you want us to get to them, you should be blue. We're going to go out to a first-time caller. I don't know. He's international. He's calling in on Skype. You know who you are. How long have you been listening, brother?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I'm not international, actually. I'm out of Wichita, Kansas, 316.
All right. So what's your name, brother?
Ivan Diaz, man.
Ivan, talk to us, man. What do you think about all this weigh-in hoopla?
Man, I liked it. It's good for show. Personally, I got to go with Brook. I might have to go with Brook, even though I think Spence is yet to do his biggest stuff. But, yeah, I might have to roll with Brook.
Well, Ivan, thanks for keeping it short and sweet. Remember, stick around here for that immediate reaction show. Everybody needs to know this is the place to be. This is where you need to be. Not in the chat, not just in the chat. You need to call in, make your pick right now. If you didn't make it yesterday on Thursday's show, on Thursday's show, not yesterday because today's Saturday. If you didn't make your pick, this is your last chance probably to make your last pick and have it on record. You want to call in. You know, you don't want to call in and be eating some of this. Oh, you don't want that. That's not what you want. You want to pick the right fighter live on air, and you want to come over here and you want to gloat. You know, Absolutely. Is it strap season? Or is it all of the lights, baby? All of the lights. Let's get out to the callers, man. We got some alumni. I really wish this guy was coming down to Border Wars with us. You know, we got a Canadian talking hella shit, and he's experienced, and it would have been good to have the young JD along with us, but he's busy. But at least we'll get his take on this breakdown from a guy that's been in there with these caliber fighters, right? You know what I mean, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt, what's going on? Yo, you on troll mode on the chat that you're so distant? Do I have to play the soundbite for you? Is everything okay? Are you all right, my friend? Do you need a hug?
I'm good.
Should I send you flowers? Is everything gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm just checking out these new sound bites, man. There's so many of them, you know.
Talking to sound bites.
JD, motherfucker. There's a lot of things I like to do, so just try to get on my game on boxing. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54-pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
Yo, so I didn't get to call in to make my pick Thursday.
The other day, someone hit me in the DM.
I've been torn between the two.
I can't believe it, yo. We was down.
Ness, mute yourself if you're gonna be talking. Sorry, JD. Sorry, JD.
JD, that's crazy. I did not know I was not muted.
What?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Bye.
Oh, yo, I was saying I didn't get to make my pick Thursday. I didn't get to call in, but I've been torn, man, and I tried to wait until the weigh-in. I'm just gonna go with my heart says Spence, but everything is telling me that Brook combinations might be a little too much. I don't know, man. It's because I haven't seen enough of Spence at a high level of competition, and I'm real big on that. So I would definitely say Brook, man. I think that weigh-in, that stare down, it kind of sold me, man. That dude is confident, and I hope I'm wrong, man. I really hope I'm wrong.
JD, man. JD, I'm just letting you know right now, Team Brook knows you. They know where you're at. You know, they know how to get to Hatley and put the squeeze on Hatley, make him an offer he can't refuse, and find you. You're from Texas, turning your back. What it
Yo,
at,
listen, it ain't about that. When it comes down to these picks, man, I try to pick with an unbiased, mindset. So everything is telling me Brook, man. Like I said, man, I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough from Spence.
I'm just saying, this is courtesy of Derrick James.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I'm just kidding. You know we love you around here. Hey, JD, I don't know, man. I think you should tell the wife, you know what I mean, that July is a bad month for vacays, bro, and come beat this Canadian talking greasy, man.
I would love to, man. I would love to, but, family first, man. Family first.
Nah, dude, I wouldn't even cancel a trip that I already paid for. Listen, I want to thank you obviously for calling in, but you got to come around and get them birds. And I ain't talking about nothing Young Jeezy be talking about. We got some crow for that ass, okay? That's right. I'm biased. I'm picking the American. Say what you want, but my co-host, he's not. Matt, where are you? Show your face. Because they're going to say the show is biased because I'm picking the American and I'm the loudmouth. Where are you at? You're supposed to be defending the Brookie man. You're supposed to be defending Chocolate Brownie. Yeah, but that was like 2 days ago. These guys are listening today. They don't remember that shit.
Rocket launches, chocolate brownies.
Fucking chocolate brownies and rocket launchers, man. You gotta respect them.
Yeah, brownies are doing a heck of a job. Look, I think the callers are justifying my stance. We've had a lot of people calling in saying that Brook is going to win. We have guys in Texas, guys that should be waving that flag more than anyone, saying Brook is the better boxer.
They got to get all patriotic, waving the flag and shit, making it hurt for the moment.
It shows that this fight, even though it's a UK versus a US thing, you have a lot of intelligent fans going, Brook is the better boxer. Spence could be the real deal, but we haven't seen it yet. And what we have seen, Brook looks better in terms of boxing. You got to go with that.
Hey, Kell.
You can't win.
Just saying. Let's get to some callers. We got 631, first-time caller. How long you been listening?
Yes, hello. No, I'm not a first. This is like my third or fourth time calling.
Oh, man, let's shoot the producer together. Don't worry about it. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's O from Long Island.
O from Long Island, Matt. 357 on the producer. Don't worry about it. Yo, talk to us, man.
I think I'm going with Spence. I think what's really going to separate this fight is the mindset. I don't agree with people saying Spence can't win a decision. I don't see him winning a majority or a split. But if he clearly watched him, I could see him winning a unanimous or knocking him out. And I think he knows that going into the fight, as opposed to Kell Brook, where, in my opinion, I think he's thinking, okay, if I don't get knocked out and make it close, I'll win. I think that's the difference. And I'm going to end the call like this. I just have a question. Regardless of who wins this fight, as long as this fight is close or competitive, do you think that this win, regardless if Errol Spence or Kell Brook wins, is a better win than any win Thurman has? And that's my call.
Hell no. Hell no. We went through this the other day.
Well, it could be. Think about this. Think about this for a second. Okay, especially if Spence is the one to beat Brook, the guy who beat Porter, who I think is the best opponent on Keith Thurman's resume. You're beating the guy that beat the guy that's the best guy on Thurman's resume. Like there's something there.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you. It doesn't make you the number one welcome.
But he didn't say that. That was not his point. His point was, if no matter who wins, is it a bigger win? Is it bigger name on their resume than the best name on Thurman's resume?
But it does matter who wins. It does matter who wins because if Errol win, obviously for Errol, it's a bigger win. He's moving up in class.
But that's why I don't agree with his point. I don't think both guys have the same rub from the fight. I think Spence Spence will get a much bigger rub off this win than Brook will.
Outside of popular belief and outside of what Michael from the UK said, which is still on the line, there are people who's going to say, listen, this fight, this guy was green. Thursday, we seen it. People were calling it, Earl's too green. I'm picking Brook. Earl's too green. I'm picking Brook. So you don't think that they're going to say Earl was just green? So what I'm saying is Earl gets more credit if he can beat and defeat Kell Brook. But I don't think that Kell gets the same amount of credit unless it's like Michael says, and everyone that was hyping Earl and picking Earl stands behind their picks, and Earl has to make it a competitive fight. It has to be a because again, if he blows them out, they're definite. I mean, I think we'll hear green. You know, I don't want to hear that. I want to see a fucking Klitschko, versus Anthony Joshua type of fight. That's what I want. I want another fight of the year.
If Spence blows out Brook, what will that say?
Well, that again, it's always better for the young up-and-comer to destroy the champion. It's going to look better. The champion is the one that always feels that the up-and-comer isn't the big enough fight. Why did you think Brook wanted fights with either Khan or Pacquiao or Thurman? Because they meant more than taking on the mandatory challenger. I mean, we just got to stay within reality. Oh, thanks for calling in. We're going to a new first-time caller, 496. 496. First-time caller. How long have you been listening? 496.
Yeah, 69. Yeah, that's me. I'm Brian from Dallas.
Oh shit, 469. Matt doesn't help with my my issues here. But first time calling? Is this your first time calling?
Yeah, man. I've been listening to y'all for maybe like a year plus, man. I love the content, man. I love the
oh man, you gotta get off speaker, baby. You in the wind out there. Hold on a minute. Play yeah. Either you got a very long earpiece that is rubbing on your jacket, or you're out taking a hike in the wind, or you got the speakerphone on. But we need you to try and fix the audio just for the people listening and the betterment of the show that you obviously been listening to. Like now, I think I kind of caught you in between that tornado. I think you said a year. But I'm going to go ahead and bring you on, and then I want to play this first-time caller intro, and you let us know, what's your name and where you're calling from, just so we know who we're talking to, if that's cool. 469.
Okay, what's up?
All right. Well, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
Brian from Dallas.
Brian from Dallas, Texas, boy, man. We were just out there covering Earl, The Truth. What are you doing, man? We got a lot of Texas guys calling in last minute. They're turning it back.
Hey, man. Hey, them dudes ain't from Texas, man. They ain't from Texas. Everybody know Earl's the truth, man. I don't know what they talking about. Let me tell y'all something. Everybody gets their opinions from the internet. They don't have a real opinion. Errol Spence is the most avoided fighter in the game. It's been like that for 2 or 3 years. Nobody would mention his name. Every time Porter, they'll mention him to Porter or to Thurman, they'll say, "Oh, we have to build the fight." He's the only guy they'll call out anybody else's name but this guy's name. This guy is a fucking beast. He's gonna work that motherfucker out. It's not gonna be close. He's a monster. But you know how America is. America don't get behind American fighters. We know why. We really know why. That's why I respect the British, man. Whatever race you are, they're gonna get behind a man. But there's something about America, man. We don't get behind our fighters, man. This dude is a beast. He hasn't fought anybody because nobody wants to work. But this guy, he gonna get to work. It's gonna be easy.
Wait a
work.
minute, Brian. Wait a minute, Brian.
He's
Wait a
be
minute.
Done.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You definitely got some fire, okay? But I'm gonna have to defend all the UK callers that right now, you know, they don't know how to connect via Skype and add Nestor Gibbs. Right now, they need someone to voice the fact that what are you basing Earl being a beast on?
Because nobody wants that work.
Oh,
whoa. When they call his
so
name
we're
out.
assuming.
Every time
Whoa. So you're assuming then, because no one wants.
No. I'm saying.
Because you're saying no one wants to fight him, so you think he's a beast? I mean, that doesn't really make good sense.
No. I see the respect that his name carries when his name is mentioned to great fighters like a Porter or a Thurman or a Garcia. They'll say, oh, we want to build the fight, or he doesn't have a title yet. But I see everybody call out everybody else's name. Nobody calls his man's name out.
All right, Brian. All right. But now, riddle me this. Name another champion that took on an Errol Spence type of fighter 2 years ago, right? Meaning when Earl was demanding these fights and fighters, quote unquote, your words, were avoiding him. Just name another scenario where a champion did decide to fight a guy that didn't make sense financially. I mean, damn, don't make me bring out the crickets.
One off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's hard, bro.
No.
Listen, no champion. What Brian, can we both agree on this, Brian? Can we both agree that no champion wants to take on an unknown fighter for mediocre money? If Earl 2 years ago, when everybody thought he was ready and being avoided, didn't signify any type of money then, why are they getting in the ring? You got to understand. You got to set that path for these fighters that you claim are avoiding Earl. Why should they have gotten in there with Earl when he was, what, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and why? Why did it make sense?
It's Pacquiao running to Australia for a money grab. He ain't trying to fight nobody. It happens all the time.
No, you said it. No, Brian, you said it. He's running to Australia for money. For money. When is Earl been
nobody? Okay.
But when has Earl signified money? You know what Jeff Horn means? He means that there's going to be an arena in Bisbane full of Australians. Does Errol Spence mean that there's going to be the Dallas Cowboys, Texas, waiting with 50,000 Americans for whoever he fights? It doesn't mean that. So maybe that is why no one was demanding or jumping to get in the ring. I mean, Hipster, maybe you should help this caller because he buried himself so deep.
But wait. I've seen Thurman call that Garcia. I see all these other guys calling guys who don't have belts.
But come on, Brian, Garcia fills 13,000 in the Barclay. He means money. He means money. You gotta separate that.
This belt, nobody run from this work.
And that's how you do it.
Y'all see.
That's how you do it.
No more excuses.
Listen, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you another story. But Brian, I want to thank you for calling in, and do not take this as intimidation. This is what we do here. We go back and forth. You could be wrong, and best believe I picked Spence. It's my co-host who went with Kell Brook. I'm just giving that voice to the UK side that has all these questions that you're not posing. But best believe this is just banter, and your opinion is definitely needed here. Call back on the Immediate Reaction Show. We will be getting into this fight as soon as it is over.
And very quickly, I just want to address something he said that was kind of like under the radar, and I'm just going to address it really fast, and we're going to move on. The idea of like getting behind their fighters. The U.S. market or the U.S. consumer doesn't get behind fighters usually because fighting isn't a mainstream sport here. Boxing is a top, 4 sport in the UK. Boxing isn't that. The UFC isn't that. So that's why the country doesn't get behind their fighters. And it's not because of race, I would say. And historically speaking, a lot of stars in boxing have been ethnic, have been minorities, have been Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. You know, the list goes on and on.
Everybody. Foreman.
You know, like there's a lot of evidence to prove that the fans of boxing will get behind any fighter based on not on race. It doesn't matter.
Promotion. It's all about promotion.
If you're a good fighter,
they're already behind him. I mean, he had how many people cheering for him over there in Madison Square Garden? They traveled already.
Yeah.
You know, so
and it has to be willingness to promote yourself, like Terrence Crawford. If he was willing to promote himself like Adrian Broner, I'm not saying that stick or that character, but just the amount. Just the amount.
It's too much of a good day to be talking Crawford when we got Earl and you know. I'm just saying, keeping it cheesy. We got another first-time caller, man. I love you guys so much. I don't know if Matt loves you. I love you guys. I love you guys. All right. If you weren't here, what the fuck would we do? It'd just be me and Matt and echoes, crickets. That's all we'd be having here. Crickets. So, you know the number, but you can't use it because it's a locked door. So we still got the people that we got. We got to get to them. 972. Are you a first-time caller, or does the hipster / producer deserve to be shot? And I got a plethora of guns here. You just let me know. You want to act like the Punisher? I got 357s. I got AK-47 with the short double burst. We got some AR 15s. We got 9mm, 50 caliber, 44 mag. I mean, whatever you want to kill them with. If you've called in before, and if you haven't, you know, please let us know how long you've been listening.
First time caller.
Sweet. So I just rambled all that shit for nothing. But at least the producer knows how I feel. I'm gonna get and play this intro, and you let the world know who this is and where you're calling in from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Sid G from Dallas, dirty Dallas, Texas, as a matter of fact. So you know I'm going to be biased.
Okay, Dallas is definitely in the house on this show. Now, I just want to get this clear. You said Fed G?
Yeah, Cedric.
Oh, said G. Said G from Dallas. All right. Well, talk to us. I got a few questions before you get into your rant and pick. We want to know, A, were you surprised that they made that first weight, then that IBF second day 10-pound limit, and what do you think they're going to come in a few hours come fight night? And then obviously who you picking?
Okay. Well, no, I wasn't really surprised. Kell Brook would have surprised me if anybody. I knew Errol Spence was going to make the weight. It might be me being biased again, but I don't care. I would say they come in right around the 165 range, somewhere around there. And my pick is obviously Errol the Truth Spence Jr. I met Errol Spence one time. He's actually good friends with a buddy of mine. And they told me about him and said he just went pro. And I started watching all his fights and everything. I had some questions about his head movement. And just recently, I realized it's actually a method to the madness because I'm an avid, like, Floyd Mayweather fan. So I wanted him to move his head more, but now I know that there's an actual method to the madness based on something I heard Derek James say. I can't quote it verbatim. Well, I really can't even remember exactly what it was, but that gave me more confidence behind Errol Spence. And he's been passing every test put in front of him with an A+. So I can't doubt him. And then he's from the city. So I say he get a technical knockout no later than the 10th round.
Well, said G, actually. Thanks for calling in, brother. And listen, subscribe to the YouTube channel right here because we're going to be coming back with an immediate reaction show once this fight is over. We're hoping it produces excitement the way the last big UK fight did. We're going to the 504. You know what to do? Are you a first-time caller, my friend? How long have you been listening?
Yes.
First-time
Yes,
caller?
sir. I'm a first-time caller.
All right, brother. Well, you know the tradition. You've been on the line long enough. I'm going to go ahead and play the intro. You let the world know your name and where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
Boss D from Dallas.
Balls D from Dallas. What's up, brother? Another Dallas boy in the house. Are we going with Earl the Truth or the special one?
Man, listen, it ain't nothing special about Kell Brook. He only fought Sean Porter, then he moved up on a kamikaze move to try Triple G, which didn't pan out. He lost that fight. He fought Sean Porter, man. Sean Porter can't fight, man. Sean Porter is a wild fighter. You can tie him up. He has no precision with his punches. Nothing. Sean Porter. Come on, man. Sean Porter reminds me of Livingston Bramble, if you know anything about boxing. So I'm going to say this, man. Errol Spence been in there. These boys knew. All of the boxers, they knew all the way from the amateurs. They done fought with him. They done sparred with him. He been in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. He been in the ring with Winky Wright. He been in the ring with nothing but world champions, man. Sparring nonstop. This boy's going to knock Kell Brook out in the first round. And I'm telling y'all that. He's going to knock Kell Brook out in the first round. Understand this, man. It's going to be easy work, just like my man said. People saying that Kell Brook can outbox Errol Spence. How? Errol Spence will box circles around Kell Brook. Kell Brook got a 1-2. He hold and he move around. This boy know how to cut off the ring. Like I said, when you've been in there with Mayweather and you was neck and neck with Mayweather, you've been in there with the best, the slipperiest fighter to ever fight in the game. So what is Kell Brook? Nothing to Errol Spence.
Hey, well, what did you say your name was? He said Balls D from Dallas, Texas. Balls D. We got you. We got you marked down. That was definitely a fiery, lively call. Do not forget to call back because we're going to be here right after that fight finish, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get that notification. Make sure you click on that notification bell because you don't want to miss it. If you're right with that sort of a prediction, boss, man, you can rub it in these guys' face. But if you're wrong, I just want you to know tradition around here is to let you have it. Now, Sunday is traditionally Crow Day, but we're going on vacay, so everybody's getting that today. We're going to be working overtime tonight. We might as well call this a 24-hour live station, Matt. I'm telling you, we're going to be on here all night between Patreon live fight chats and immediate reaction shows and pre-fight shows. I mean,
I had 0 hours of sleep last night. Yes.
Yeah, that's because you want to be young and out partying and shit. This guy, I don't know, man.
Donuts to the rescue. Patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Get that $3 tier, help pay for the fuel that, feeds the Boxing Voice, which is Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Get the Hipster a coffee because he does no sleep. He does all coffee. And, large coffee is like $3, so you can sign up to our Patreon /Patreon.com.
Large coffee is actually $3.08 with tax.
Oh, damn. That's because LA, you got that 10% out there and shit.
Yeah.
Let's get to that 615. You're a first-time caller, my friend. How long you been listening?
I've been listening for maybe like a few months, not very long.
Oh, my God. Listen, I told my other producer, not this Matt, another Matt, right? And I said, Matt, I need another female professional debut. And I was like, look, it's easy to find. Clarissa just had her debut. Some great announcer announced her in. Unfortunately, he has not gotten it back to me, but I also want to give you a super thank you for calling in because you're proving the 48% that the statistics say that we have. 48% women listen to this show, and every day that goes by, we continue to bump into more and more women, whether it's at a live fight or they're starting to call in the way you have. So I don't have the intro to give you, but you're first-time caller, so I guess introduce yourself to the world, let us know where you're calling from, and get into this Kell Brook and Errol Spence prediction, and whether or not you were shocked about that weight.
Absolutely, Nestor. Well, first of all, What's up, everybody? I'm Yaya, and I'm calling from Nashville, Tennessee. I am actually boxing crazy, so thank you guys for the show. I like to tune in every now and then. Honestly, I am not surprised that both gentlemen made weight. I think people kind of leaned and they kind of gave Kell Brook a crutch when they were saying, oh, he's going to have trouble making weight, using that as an excuse. But as we both know, that both of these guys are big welterweights. So I'm glad that both of them made weight. We got that out of the way. Now it's time to box. Now, I'm going to make my prediction. Like, I'm not going to bounce around and talk all this shit. Errol Spence is going to win. He's going to win by stoppage, either by knockout or his team is going to throw the towel. I think that I just think all the hype is real. Like, it's not a joke. I've been listening to a lot of the callers from Dallas, and I know that Errol Spence did come up with all those guys, the Sean Porters, all of them. Like, he's been around, since the amateurs, this, that, and the third. Like, these guys know that he's the real deal. He hasn't been moved quite like a lot of these other guys, and I think he's been a victim of his own skills where no one wants to get in the ring with him. But, hey, now it's time. He's going to take this belt, and, hey, all the excuses is out the window. They're out the window.
Well, yeah, great call. You've been listening, so I know we'll be back immediately after the fight, so definitely call in.
Monster Piece, watch out. Watch out, Monster Piece.
I know, and you should head on
fire.
First things first, you need to head on over to the YouTube channel and check out our appreciation nights. We actually gave an award to a few women for being great callers throughout the year. And we're going to have another appreciation night for the Saul Canelo Alvarez and Triple G fight September 15th, that Friday before the big fight on the 16th. We'll have another appreciation night where we usually present our listeners with awards, and with calls like that, that's what gets you on those nominations for sure. We're going to go out to Dwayne from Rochester. Talk to us.
Hey, what up, fellas? What's going on, man? I'm real hyped about this fight. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous because I'm a big Spence fan. I think the eye test, man, telling me he's going to be a great one, but it's going to be a huge test for him. Kell Brook is a very good fighter. He's a beast. I've been watching his old fights yesterday, just trying to get a feel for him. I'm not surprised both fighters made weight yesterday. I think they're going to be a little bit over 160. 160 plus, maybe 62, 63. But I'm going for Spence, a late stoppage, 9th, 10th round, but it ain't going to be easy. I think it's going to be a tough one. I won't be shocked if Kell Brook won. And I'm definitely going to be calling back later to probably eat some crow, maybe, hopefully not. You know what I'm saying? I got a big fight party. A lot of people coming over, a lot of Kell Brook fans. So I'm going to be calling back later, fellas. That's my call. Talk to y'all later.
Dwayne, perfect night, perfect fight to have a fight party. You're going to look like the official tissue fucking chaperone for sure. Everybody's going to know your spot's the spot to be at, because this is one that definitely should produce action, man. Kell Brook's timing, I just can't wait. Matt, I don't know. It's 2 o'clock. What time is this thing going live?
The fight?
Yeah.
I think the fight card has already started, to be honest, but not the Showtime telecast.
Oh, my God. Don't tell me my boy David Allen, the White Rhino, fought.
No, David Allen's closer towards the top of the card. And again, I think they're only showing the Kell Brook Errol Spence fight. So
yeah, but that one is at 5:15, right?
Yeah, so probably the David Allen fight is probably going to be closer to that time. Same with the Jamie Cox fight. Same with those fights. George Groves as well.
Well, I say all that to say this was a Kell Brook versus Errol Spence same-day weigh-in results show where we talked about the fact that both men made that second-day 10-pound weight clause by the IBF. You must meet that in order to contest and win that IBF strap. So both men made it, which means if Kell wins, he obviously gets to retain his title. And if Earl wins, he gets to become the champion. And just really quick, as a side note, kind of footnote, that is what Daniel Jacobs decided not to do. He decided not to weigh in within that 10 pounds in the fight with Gennady Golovkin, thus having a weight advantage on fight night. Allegedly. That was the theory behind what took place. But there were other titles on the line. This is only one title. Both men made the weight because they both want this title. And I say all that to say, man, I feel like we can come back in another 2 hours and kind of do final predictions, because that's really what people wanted to do, give their prediction. But yeah, I don't know, man. Final thoughts are, I'm very, very happy both men made that first and second day weigh-in. Very happy that nothing bad has happened thus far. You know, no Charles Hatley, Jamel Charlo type of antics. It's just been good.
Darrell or Uzgaki. Nothing like that yet, hopefully.
Excuse me?
No Darrell Uzgaki moments, hopefully.
Hopefully we don't get any Ustatsagi, Andre Darrell and the cornerman issues. Hopefully we don't get a, what's that guy, Malik Scott? Who Malik Scott fought over there and they counted him out at 9? Listen, anyway, this is the thing. Both Kell and Errol have to prove that they're special and the truth. Like, don't win by decision. Knock each other out, bro. Show that you're the truth. I mean, listen, for Errol, his thing, it's his tagline, man down. Man down. At least Kell Brook is already going on record saying, look, we both probably going to go down. He understands that Errol has power, and he's saying he understands that he's big enough and has power to get the knockout, but he's thinking more W. He's thinking the win, Matt. Final thoughts. Again, I'm just happy they made that weight, bro. This is what this was about. This was results. I'm happy they both made each weight check-in. No issues, man. No controversy to speak of. Just good fights. That's what boxing fans need so that we can feel happy. I got a smile on my face. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm smiling.
And my final thoughts are that, like you said, I'm just happy both guys made the weight. I'm happy that both guys don't look drained. And this feels like a big fight. It really does. Every little video we put out does some big numbers for this fight. So just going by our own metrics, this seems big. Maybe not Joshua Klitschko big, but definitely one of the biggest fights of the year so far, I would say. Top 5 fight of the year in terms of magnitude. So I'm hyped. Can't wait to do the live chat on Patreon, patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. So go check that out. All $7 Patreons and up get that special perk of getting to hang out with us and watching us, do live play-by-play and talk about the fight. So that's going to be fun. And obviously,
you know what's fun about that? You broke up there, Matt, till you come back. You know what's fun about that is that there's so many dozens of us there with a scorecard. So, we're kind of all seeing that round similarly, and if we don't see it similarly, right there, we're actually saying why, especially in our chat. You and I obviously are vocal, but throughout that live fight chat, everyone that's participating is kind of giving their opinion of the fight, and just that live reaction, man. I mean, I keep talking about the Anthony Joshua Vladimir Klitschko one because it was the most electrifying to me. I mean, I was definitely fucking dude hyped.
Yeah.
But you were in the middle of giving your final thoughts.
Yeah, I know.
They're kicking me out the door. They're kicking me out the door.
YouTube trying to kick me out. They don't want me here. It's okay, YouTube. I'm here. Haters beware. But that's pretty much wrapping up my final thoughts. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Facebook, etc. Peace.
Listen, I was gonna say future, present, past, it really doesn't matter. You could always hit that thumbs up button to let another person. You see all those first-time callers? That's because you keep hitting that thumbs up button. When you hit that thumbs up button, when you make it blue, new callers, new listeners, they find their home. You help them. Give those little guys a place to be. Give them a place to come. You know what I mean?
Not entertained? Are you not entertained?
You should be. We will be back. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel right here above, because me and this guy might be back with some final last minute predictions from all you crazy guys. I know how people like to flip-flop, especially if that line changes at the very last minute. We want to be right here. So again, peace.